This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop. This is a sham. Welcome to the Kardashians after show. I messed it up already. I'm your host, super sexy Ryan Seacrest.
Oh boy.
You are.
Yeah.
There we go.
We got Kim and Courtney.
Yeah.
And Rob. Rob, make an
it'd be
appearance.
Scott. Okay.
You want to be Scott this day?
I don't know. I don't know anything about him, but I think I probably shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Okay.
I'm surprised you don't, because we are the official after show. The long-awaited premiere of The Kardashians is on Hulu right now, and we don't have to give any spoiler alerts because, guess what? A lot of it we already talked about. It already happened. For example, we're hearing about what Kim really thought about Deborah Messing criticizing her hosting debut on SNL back in October. Deborah tweeted she was confused as to why Kim was hosting the show because hosts are usually performers who are there to promote something. Let's take a look.
From Will and Grace came out and said that she has no idea why I would be chosen as a host, but it's like, why do you care? I don't comment to tear people down, especially another female. Like, if that's what you think, dude, then like, cool.
That was a good sound.
That was kind of fun.
We also learned that Courtney made the first move on Travis, but instead of any steamy PDA, we have to settle for shots of them playing ping pong.
It's a metaphor. Yeah.
It's a euphemism.
I mean, I kind of liked that Kim had something to say. I don't think everything should ride, and I thought the Deborah Messing comment was unnecessary, and I felt like she, first of all, acquitted herself well. I thought she was funny. I thought she was self-deprecating, and so I didn't think that barb was necessary. So I do like that she kind of, you know, not clapped back, but she made a little like, okay, if you say something, I'm going to say something. I kind of like where they came from on this. I like the first episode. Erica, you're making a face.
No, I mean, I think anyone who is in a position with a platform, much like we have, and are choosing to voice their opinions, although we do get paid for it. So
We do.
You know, but so does Kim in this situation.
Absolutely.
And so the idea that she is standing up for herself, I think that that's something that we expect. Now, this is an interesting thing happening right now because I think that it's a shift in the culture dynamic for reality television. There's a reason why when a lot of people go to shoot a reality television show, you generally do not hear from the cast. You get some behind the scenes things, like occasionally when someone gets caught, you know, by the paparazzi, all of these things, because they want to save it for the show.
Right.
Now, everything is happening in real time. Nothing's under the radar. So we're getting this like walk back. It's like a weird flashback, but it's not far enough for people to not remember how it all went down. But it's also super close that it feels like, didn't we talk about this already?
Yeah. Right.
So I think that we're going to start to see these things change with people like the Kardashians.
Lindsay, Quinta's last name from, say it again? Brunson. She created Abbott Elementary, and she just spoke. First of all, great show on ABC. She just spoke about SNL like this, and she said, what's funny about SNL is we've already made the jokes. Like the slap happened, and Twitter had a week before SNL comes up with it, just what you're saying, right? So she's like, they're late now, which is so weird to think about. So you have to be almost that day or you're done.
Right.
So I wonder
That's
if
interesting.
SNL and the Kardashians, if you're right, it's just too late for us to enjoy it, and we live through the Instagram, TikTok of live time.
Maybe. I mean, it does make sense. And Jeff, you know, we're both sports fans. Erica as well.
I like
and
them.
you are
And
too. You
the
watch every
matches.
game of the tournament.
I did.
So we're all sports fans here, and
Yeah.
we know, you know, growing up
Tori just
watching.
wants to be included in it.
No, Tori does watch
I
a
watch
lot
every
of
March
sports. She watches
Madness.
a lot.
Yes.
Who won the play-ins
Kansas.
yesterday? No. Who won the play-ins for the NBA yesterday?
Oh, the man who's very tall.
Yes. Very true.
All right.
But I was just saying,
Very
you know,
true.
ESPN had to kind of do what they had to make that shift that maybe SNL is going to, because that was the thing with highlights. It's like you turn on ESPN, you didn't know who won the game, you didn't know, and especially you didn't see the best dunks, the best three-pointers.
Good point.
Some coaches start arguing. Now that's on your phone at 10:30 in the morning. So what do I need to watch SportsCenter at 7 o'clock at night for? So maybe that's going to be the shift that SNL has to do. Maybe more kind of like, you know, people period kind of pieces rather than than just the day-to-day because people get it instantly.
I think it has a lot to do with the characters specifically that are on, right? Some bozo on the internet cracks a good joke. There's good memes, there's good ones, but then you want to see your favorite actor get up there and perform what happened. So you look forward to watching. That's that appointment television that's kind of dying out. So I hope it doesn't, but I definitely see your guys' point. All right, speaking of television, have you guys watched this new show yet?
Oh, you have? Every episode.
Okay, this is crazy because I just watched it yesterday. So here, Vanessa Lachey admitted that she and Nick used to have trust issues. During the reunion episode of their new show, what we're talking about, it's called The Ultimatum. Vanessa said that she and Nick used to secretly go through each other's phones until their therapist told them they shouldn't be together if they didn't trust each other, so they stopped. All right, I want to get to the phone thing, but I kind of want to talk about this show.
This show is amazing.
Have you watched it?
Okay, I have up until the reunion, so that's the only one I haven't seen.
It's good. No spoilers.
My wife was watching it and I walked in from work, and I'm like, what is this show? And I felt uncomfortable watching it. Then I started watching it, and then I'm like, well, I got to see if they're together, so we watch a reunion show.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about this and going into people's phones?
First of all, I think you should look at Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey with you and Jordan, because they have been doing a lot of shows as husband and wife, and it's a really cool perspective of a couple instead of just a regular host. I thought you guys, I really did.
So did we.
Yeah. Oh, you
But
did.
I don't think we're getting the job over Nick Lachey, Vanessa Lachey.
Well, I liked that they had that, and I really liked them as a host. I thought they were really real, transparent, honest. The show is high risk. You know, it's like, do you want to take that next step or do you want to go with someone else? So it's a formula that works every time. The people are interesting.
But did you feel cringy watching the show? I know we're supposed to talk about this thing with the phone. Don't go on other people's phones.
Yeah, just don't
End of that story.
We're not going in the phone.
Yeah, don't go in the phone. But the show, I was like cringing. I'm like, I feel bad watching this.
Well, because here's the thing too. First of all, Nick and Vanessa conceived this concept themselves.
Did they
based
really?
on the reality of how they ended up.
That's why
married.
we didn't host it.
Yeah, you need to come up with your own concept and then pitch yourself.
All right.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like where they were at like 35 years old, and you know he was coming off of a marriage. She wanted to get married, and she wanted that commitment. So the ultimatum made sense for them. Now these people are kids who are on the show.
They're like 20.
They're like in their early 20s.
Can I point this out real fast too? I'm like, wow, Vanessa and Nick are getting older because they're around 20-year-olds.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh my God, look at how old we are.
And you know, I know so many people met when they were in their 20s, their high school sweethearts, they worked out, love forever. However, this show is a great reason for people to think about maybe waiting a little bit until you make that type of commitment long term, because there's a bunch of people on here who don't know who they are.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
So how are they supposed to come together in a union?
Yeah.
That's exactly right. It's like the word. Listen, you got to go through heartbreak to really find love, in my opinion, right? And you're watching the heartbreak play out.
Oh
like,
my God.
Oh my God.
And they're all in the same hotel.
But it's like you can't turn away. It's a train wreck. So check out The Ultimatum on Netflix. I'm sure we'll talk about it again, as we will with the Kardashians. Coming up on DBL, lifestyle and beauty expert Kim Douglas is talking about why anti-aging should be pro-aging, huh? Plus, Live Forever mode activated. The new avatar in the works that would allow you to talk to loved ones after they passed away.
Closed captioning provided by.
Okay, so how about we do it now? Tori, I haven't seen The Ultimatum yet. Talk to somebody.
Basically, 6 couples, I believe it's 6 couples, come together, and one of them has given the other an ultimatum. You either marry me, or we have a baby, or we split. And what they do is all 6 couples get together, and you pick another person of the 6 couples to be with for 3 weeks. It's like a trial. Look at Dre. No, and then, so you spend 3 weeks with that person in whatever way you want to explore, and then you spend 3 weeks.
What do you mean, whatever way?
You can have it be romantic, it can be friendly, it can be whatever happens, and then
They are
living together, right? And then the next 3 weeks you spend with the original person. So it's almost like you get to see what it's like if you had to break up, but it's done in a very like black and white way. You know what I mean? And then at the end,
I do think that's interesting. I will say this, and I don't want to cut you off, Tori. I'm sorry,
it's
but
fine.
I think like there is this thing that like you think I'm gonna break up with this person, and unless there is something fundamentally where you feel like there's something they can't get past, I think people get back in the dating pool, and you're just kind of find somebody with another issue, and they're going to find you in whatever your issue is.
I agree with that, but I
person.
disagree with it because, yeah, you can say that now. You're in your 40s. These are people who they don't know their careers are half the time. Haven't been independent in any kind of way for a lot of them. They don't know who they are.
Yeah.
So the idea of two people who don't have any type of situation where they know who they are, making that commitment together, you see the recipe for a disaster. Now, I know that it works out with people. I know that people find a way to make it work, and there are plenty of examples of that working. It's just especially in this time, like
I think
digital.
it was different when our parents were coming up because, like, you know, you had your job. If you went to the military, you came home at 23. You already had a mortgage. You were going to work for GM for 30 years. Your wife was going to teach or be a nurse or whatever. And things were more set. And now people are like, I might go back to grad school. I might just live off my savings for 2 years.
And one of the ultimatums out is the woman doesn't want to have a baby. And the man does. So that's a cool, interesting part of it, too.
Welcome back. If you could, would you want to live forever? Well, get this. A company says it's developing a way to offer you immortality with a live forever mode. That's what immortality means. Basically, the company will create an avatar that looks just like you. It'll also include your own voice, your own words, and the way you move. The avatar will live forever in virtual reality, and your relatives could go visit it and interact with you after you have passed on. Al, are you digging this?
No, that's a lot of pressure. Because, like, what if you get really busy and you haven't gone to see your aunt in a while? You just go see her digitally, and she's like, really?
No, it's
You're
when
just gonna leave me here?
pass.
I know. I don't want to like deal with any weirdness in the afterlife either. I think it's important to move on. I get it, but I think it's a bad recipe to think that you can always go back and talk to your mom and talk to your ex. I think you have to move on in order for the real life to be a thing worth anything.
Your ex. I think you're dragging the last story into this one. Your ex.
Like your ex.
Hey, listen, I really love you. You want to make a digital avatar so when I'm with my wife, I can look back at it?
If they pass away,
That's not your ex.
That's not your ex.
You're a widow or widower. It's not your ex.
You're not with them anymore?
Al wants to look up.
Your ex.
Al took it in a different direction. All right, do you?
Okay, Erica, please.
No, Al, please. That's terrible.
You know what I mean?
No,
I have some friends from college I'd like to go visit.
Can we just agree we'll just call them what's his name?
Okay, there you go. What, you think this is a good idea, Erica?
At first I was like, oh, that could be, something that's therapeutic for someone, but I don't know if it is. And as a person, like, who wants to have control over their person, whether it's in person or virtually, I don't know if I would want that being manipulated, because you don't know where that technology goes.
Yeah. I think there's two things. One is the safety of what your avatar says. Like, does it go rogue and say some weird stuff? And then two, it's like, is that addictive? Like, would you ever not keep, like, my dad lost his parents at 56. We never met them. My mom never met them. If he gets to speak to them again, does he go every day? Does he ever not go? When do you become sort of out of the living world and into that cyber world? If you lost your husband or spouse, are you spending every dinner? If you lost your child, are you living in that world? So I like it because I think it gives closure to people who haven't had an opportunity, but I could see a major addiction issue here.
It's tough, and I have a question for you, Jeff, really quickly. You remember we did that story where you could kind of animate pictures of people that had passed away, and they were showing them, and people, I was crying. Let's say it was that technology, so it didn't look like The Sims, it looked like that. Right. But it was somebody in your family, your great-great-grandfather. Would that be something you would show your kids?
I guess if it was there, I probably would. This is a kind of a likeness of your grandfather, right? Or your great-grandfather. But I think for the human psyche, already we're too addicted to our phones and computers. You need some sort of closure, right? Just as for your own self. Right. And I think part of living and being a human is the legacy that you leave on. And to put a fake legacy, just like you make a fake profile on your computer and everyone, look how happy I am. You're not that happy. What you do in your life equates to the end of your life, right? At least that's the way I look at life. I want to be a good role model for my kids, and I want them to have good stories of me. Not an avatar that pretends he's a good dad. I want to be a good dad. Yeah. You see what I mean?
Well said.
That's what's up, man. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was
a
well
good
said.
point. We'll record that because I'm making that avatar and I'm passing it out. All right. Coming up on DBL, does aging really have to be a bad thing? Lifestyle and beauty expert, friend of our show, we love her, Kim Douglas, tells us why she's all about pro-aging.
seeing memes and posts on social media right now proclaiming bunnies are not gifts for your basket because shelters around the country see a jump in rabbit surrenders after Easter. Sad news for these sweet faces, but let's verify, is it true? To find out, we were all ears with Lindsay Hamrick of the Humane Society of the U.S. and Beth Woolbright from House Rabbit Society. Both say there's not really any data to prove this happens, at least not on a large scale.
We've heard organizations that say that they get flooded with rabbits after Easter, and we have organizations that say that they've looked at their data over the last 15 years and it's never happened.
Now it is a year-round problem.
House bunnies can live for a decade or more, need hours of exercise, and can be quite particular, Woolbright says.
They're not cuddly toys that you can do whatever you want with. They are social, intelligent, sometimes goofy, sometimes silly companions. Rabbits are great for the right people. Not everybody should have a rabbit.
Do your research to find out if a rabbit is the right addition for your family, no matter the time of year. If you're really itching for a real-life Easter bunny,
we would love for them to go to a shelter. And so if we can increase adoptions this time of year by sort of playing off of the Easter piece, then we're fully supportive of that.
So we can verify there's no evidence of a nationwide jump in rabbit surrenders after the holiday passes. But you'll need to know a lot more than that to determine if a rabbit is right for your household.
The place to go is your local shelter or a rescue group.
If you have a pet rabbit or any other animal that's becoming too much, please do not let it into the wild. Shelters and rescues have programs to help you make it work, or they'll help you find that bunny a new home. Check our website for resources. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
We're also comfortable with the phrase anti-aging, but aging is just a natural part of life. So earlier, we sat down with our favorite beauty expert to talk all about pro-aging. Check out our interview with a friend of the show, Kim Douglas. Kim, last time you were here on the show, we honored your late husband, Jerry. And today, well, you know what? We got to honor you for your cover on the Pro-Age Woman. Everybody take a look at
That's great. That's amazing.
So first and foremost, you look fantastic. Kudos to you. I love everything that you stand for. How does it feel to be a cover girl at 62, Mama? Get it.
You guys, seriously, I'm a little girl from Detroit, and I remember being like, 10, 11, whatever, going to the CVS near our home. I'd drive there on my bike, and I'd sit down on the floor in the CVS, and I would just whip through the beauty magazines and be like, oh my gosh, one day, maybe. So my 20s hit, didn't happen. 30s, 40s, 50s, and now, I'm 62, and I'm a
Well, Kim, you look fantastic. Congratulations. But the question is, how do you flip the script from anti-aging to pro-aging? Oh.
It's a great question, you guys, and I'll tell you why. Listen to this, Jeff. Why the minute you're over 30 is everything a negative connotation? So I did exactly what you said. Let's flip the script and let's make it pro-aging. We're all going to age. Right. It's part of, if we're lucky, and it's part of nature, and let's be proud of it, and let's make it a pro thing so that my son, who's 24, his beautiful girlfriend, who's 22, can look to me and say, hey, when I get to be in my 50s or 60s, it's going to be okay. Everything's going to look good.
Yes.
Except when you're 22, you're going to live forever. You're not thinking that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Absolutely.
Kim, hi. It's lovely to see you again, and happy anniversary. Hi. I know you just celebrated with Jerry, so I just wanted to say mazel tov on that. The advice
thank you. I got your message.
Absolutely. The advice you give has led you to your very own life, according to Kim column. So, Carrie Bradshaw, can you tell us all about it, huh?
I mean it. Oh my gosh, let me just 1 minute. So you guys, I was on the cover, right? And the cover got so much attention and so many women responded to it that they called me up, and just like that, I got my own column.
Yeah,
I got my own column. You know, all those years of improv pay off, you guys. See, I get to use it.
Killing it. Yes, and.
Anyway, so it's kind of like, and I know you guys will all know this. Do you guys ever heard of Ask Jeeves?
Yes,
of course.
Okay, how about Dear Abby? Are you old enough? Any of you, your
Yes.
All right, so Ask Jeeves meets Dear Abby meets Carrie Bradshaw. And what I've done is I've created this column where, you know what, you guys, men and women, you two handsome guys there, men and women, they get a little bit self-conscious to go online and have your name on there and ask, can I still date? Can I, whatever the questions are. And so now I feel like you can just write them to me in your DM and I will answer them without using your name, but give you the answer to those questions.
I love the anonymity.
Yes, and
love that.
And that's my question. So what advice would you give older people that are like, hey, I swipe right, I met somebody online, is it safe, is this normal, how do I tell my friends, all that good stuff?
So when you look good, you feel good. And I get a lot of beauty questions for, you know, especially the over 40. So may I share them with you?
Yes.
Not that you need them. Okay, so the first one is, and this has nothing to do with the sex questions, I'm serious. But anyway, the first thing is you have a frozen cucumber, You're at the grocery store, anyone can get a cucumber, right? You put it in the freezer. Exactly. No, I swear. And then you guys, you want to take the frozen cucumber and you just want to rub it on your face. And what it does is the antioxidants help with, you know, anti-aging. And then the coldness and the freezing of the cucumber helps with the depuffing and the lymphatic. Yeah, depuff and lymphatic
Can we have
drainage.
a hard
So you
out?
guys,
I want to get your info out there.
Hard out.
DBL Nation, you can get advice from Kim by writing to Kim Douglas at proagewoman.com. You can also check out womanist.com for more pro-aging
check
products.
out Womanist.
Yes. Thank you,
there
Kim.
You go.
We love you, Kim.
Thank you guys so
we'll be right
much.
back. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says anyone who tests positive for COVID-19 should not travel on an airplane. This has been its guidance since the pandemic began 2 years ago. But a tweet with more than 6,000 likes claims starting April 7th, the agency began allowing COVID-19 positive passengers to hit the skies. So let's verify. Did the CDC recently change its public COVID-19 domestic air travel guidance? Our sources are the CDC, the Fairfax County, Virginia Health Department, the San Diego County, California Health Department, and the Colorado State Health Department. The tweet claims the CDC would, quote, discontinue applying health travel restrictions to most COVID-19 cases and contacts with reported air travel. This is missing important context. What the tweet is referring to are guidelines for state and local health departments, not the general public. The CDC has not issued any new guidance to the public. Up until April 7th, the health departments we contacted explained the CDC maintained a do not board list for air travel. This was a list of people who both tested positive for COVID-19 and told local contact tracers that they were planning to travel within the quarantine window. Anyone on the list was not allowed to fly to or from an airport in the U.S. Health departments were also required to tell the CDC when someone tested positive after traveling. Starting on April 7th, the CDC told county health officials that it will no longer maintain the do not board list and that departments don't have to report if someone who tests positive is planning to fly or recently flew. However, this does not change the CDC's guidance on who should travel. The agency's website still says anyone who tests positive should isolate and not travel. So, no, the CDC did not change its public COVID-19 domestic air travel guidance. The change only applies to how positive cases are reported by local health departments to the CDC. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
With gas prices continuing to put a strain on our wallets, people are looking for alternative ways to get where they need to go. So, you might not be surprised to learn that some are ditching their gas guzzlers for electric alternatives. And it's not just cars. The Wall Street Journal reports sales of e-scooters and e-bikes are surging. Some manufacturers say they're seeing demand increase by 60 to 70%. Grandview research shows electric scooters are a $1 billion industry, with North America expected to see the biggest increase over the next 10 years. They attribute the rise in popularity to increasing demand for fuel-efficient vehicles and environmental concerns. So, when you see those green e-scooters around Hampton roads, remember, there may be even more on the way.
This April, connect with Al, Tori, Erica, Jeff, and Sam. Oh my gosh, I love it. Dynamic discussions.
You pick and choose your freedoms of speech.
Can I finish? Passionate emotions.
Let's start putting our money where our mouth is.
But you
get real.
And bringing all the fun.
In the words of Al Jackson, this is banana grass.
Real conversations are on DBL. I love this story.
That's why you watch every show.
DBL.
Welcome back. It's Thursday, and we've got some great deals for you. Check them out.
All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hello, Tori, and hi, DBL Nation. I have got some wonderful products and even better deals for you, and I cannot wait to share them. So, first up, we've got West Bend Stir Crazy Popcorn Machine.
Queen.
So this deal includes one popcorn machine. Now you can snack happy and healthy by making your own treats at home in this easy-to-use popcorn machine. So normally it's $51. But we've got it, Tori, for only $22, saving everyone 53%. And Tori, we've got Sharper Image 6 USB port rapid desktop charging station.
I like this stuff.
So this deal includes one charger, so you can charge 6 devices at the same time.
Wow.
Incredible. So normally this is $90.
Ooh.
But we've got it. This is such a steal at $17.
No way.
I know. So everyone is saving 81%. Oh. Now, Tori, we've got Illuminage Youth Activator Infrared LED radio frequency anti-aging device and a serum kit.
Ooh.
So the deal includes one very snazzy activator.
Whoa.
I know, I love it. So normally, given all that it does, this device is $249.
Yeah, it's gonna be pricey.
But we've got it for only $99.
Whoa.
It's a saving of 60%. And last but certainly not least, we've got Pick Your 2-pack Tambourette Jewelry 10K white gold plated initial necklaces.
Ooh.
Love it. So normally they're $100.
Yeah, I can see that.
But now we've got them for $22, which is saving everyone at home 78%.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices always. And you can even scan the QR code right on screen, or you can visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph.
Tori, I'm an idea guy, right? And I got a new segment for you.
Oh.
Since you steal all those products from Deal Blast in the back and you take them all home.
I work and I'm given. Sometimes I'm given. I come in early. Do you?
AKA steal. Yes, I do. And I don't take steal presents for myself. You should kind of do like a little tutorial about the Deal Blast items and kind of give back to our audience.
Isn't that what Deal Blast is?
No, but you personally use them from your home because you have them all.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
He's insulting you and pitching a segment.
Tori's like, I don't care as long as I'm in it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Am I on camera?